Once a jewel in the crown of PC gaming, the allure of Diablo was exclusively enjoyed by adventurers wielding mouse and keyboard. Now available on consoles in a superior port, but be sure to whisper that, Diablo 3 might seem like a hard game to jump into without experience. Yet, at its core, Diablo 3 can be enjoyed by anyone. And here's a few essentials to aid bold heroes. You'll begin by picking a class for your adventurer, each boasting its own unique abilities. For the bloodthirsty, the Barbarian class utilizes brute force to cut through swathes of enemies. Specializing in dark magic, witch doctors utilize a hellish bond to summon minions. Adept at taking down creatures from afar, demon hunters wield crossbows and demonic powers to strike from the shadows. Charging into battle with superhuman reflexes, monks are melee specialists with brutal fists. Finally, there's the Wizard, a class which casts a distinct spell over Sanctuary with arcane skills. Each one has its own quirks, but really you should pick the one that sounds most appealing to your own playstyle. Once you've settled on a hero, you'll start your journey in the town of New Tristram. This safe haven will act as your central hub, and in between quests, you can craft new weapons by visiting the blacksmith, store goods in the chest, or trade with local merchants. Once you've begun accepting quests, you'll venture into the deadly open world of Sanctuary. As you set off into the dangerous wilderness, get to grips with your character's combat style early by brawling with smaller creatures and trying out different weapon combinations. Also, become adept at using the right stick to dodge whilst chaining attacks to earn hefty XP bonuses. As you fight your way through hordes of hellish minions, you'll soon begin to see your character evolve. However, you'll also need to collect loot, such as high-powered weapons and stronger armor, to take on bigger baddies. Be sure to destroy anything in your path to collect gold coins and hidden goods. Items can range from useful trinkets to priceless treasures, and while worthless items can be sold, don't overcram your inventory. Instead, favor valuable blue, yellow, and gold items, which will reap more rewards. It's also essential to keep your equipment in good condition by repairing it in between quests with the blacksmith. Combat in Diablo 3 starts simply, but as you begin to face terrifying creatures in dungeon depths, you'll need to become familiar with character skills. By opening up the character menu, you can view your skills and map different abilities, from devastating melee attacks to healing spells. Each skill is powered by class-specific resources, and these can be recharged by killing enemies and refraining from use. Each ability can also be augmented with unlockable skill runes, which improve such factors as speed and power. Experimentation is key, and you should play around with different skill combinations in between quests. It's almost time to head into Sanctuary, but there are a few other things you may want to consider. Whilst exploring dungeons, remain vigilant for traps, such as loose walls and hanging chandeliers, which can be used to defeat monsters for bonus XP. With many elements of each dungeon being randomized, you never know what's lurking around the corner, so ensure you're stocked up with health potions. Perhaps most importantly, don't be afraid to explore. Diablo 3's world is ripe with rare treasures to be pilfered. If you get yourself stuck in a tricky situation, remember that you can warp back to town to rethink your strategy by pressing right on the D-pad.
I will not be undone! This world is mine!
Absent from consoles since 1998, it's easy to feel daunted by the seemingly complex world of Diablo. Yet underneath the mythical backstory and lore sits a fundamentally simple adventure led by brutal combat and a lust for loot. As such, RPG fans shouldn't be afraid to venture into Sanctuary on consoles.